Welcome. My name is Jason Parent, and each and every day I have the pleasure of working with 200 individuals across Aroostook County who are committed to making life better in Aroostook County. And today we have some of our community partners and our Aroostook County government who are also joining us in that effort and who have been vital partners in our efforts, specifically our efforts in recent years to help community members deal with the effects of the pandemic, specifically the economic impact of the pandemic. And so our opportunity here today to share with you a very exciting development that brings together really public, private, and a nonprofit organization to make life better in Aroostook County is something that I think all of us at ACAP are very pleased about because we live the experience through our customers' perspective each and every day, as do the folks at Versant, as do the folks who work in county government. Of really seeing what the impact has had in the resulting years of the pandemic on those who are just above traditional income eligibility guidelines for programs that ACAP offers through federal and state resources. And so today's announcement of $150,000 to support the individuals in Aroostook County who are having a challenging time paying in the high cost of everything with inflation, whether it's energy, whether it's household goods, whether it's groceries, specifically those who are having a challenging time right now paying for their electricity bill and energy in general. But this partnership with Versant is particularly important to us right now because it not only recognizes that costs outside of anyone in this room's control on everything today is just at a point where it has really pinched those households who were just making it prior to the pandemic. And so this recognition of that work that we're going to have our community partners speak about in a minute is critically important. It also really speaks to the efforts that we have done here at ACAP to expand our services in the last 7.5 years and to transform our organizational delivery model in terms of helping customers across Aroostook navigate. And helping those customers navigate in the last few years has meant working with more and more individuals who are having difficulty, who aren't used to navigating the complex social services network that we all work with each and every day here at the agency. The County of Aroostook has been a great thought partner in being very forward-thinking in what they're doing with their ARPA funds, or American Recovery Plan Act funds. And Steve Pelletier is going to speak about that in just a minute. But this is not the first opportunity that we've had to partner with the County of Aroostook under ARPA funds. Last year, our focus under ARPA funds was really to provide the support for navigators within our agency to be able to help connect individuals with service. And that has proven to be very successful, and we continue to work on sustaining dollars to provide that support. In addition to that, the partnerships like these are needed now more than ever because it doesn't seem to be subsiding for individuals in terms of the increasing cost of things. And I use as one example and something that we're going to be speaking about publicly as we, in the coming months, really begin to talk about how people are going to heat their homes this winter. The reality of the situation is if everything is to stay as it is right now, homes who received heating assistance through ACAP in the last season will be receiving about a third of the funding that they received to heat their homes last season, with additional funds provided federally by the Home Energy Assistance Program and here within the state of Maine through state government. So we see that coming, and we're very concerned about that, and we hope that those things and that circumstance will change as we continue to head into the heating months here in Aroostook County. So I'm very pleased today to sit here with a couple of partners who are long-standing partners of ACAP. We partner each and every day with the folks at Versant Power on things like the low-income assistance program that helps individuals who qualify for that program with assistance on their electricity bill. And also exciting for us is the partnership on the rearage management program, which really allows us to work through our navigators with households who are in arrears for their electric bill to not only be able to help them develop a plan on how they're going to pay for that, but to look at a variety of issues that are preventing them from being able to increase their household income. So really helping these families to become more economically and socially mobile here in Aroostook County. And that, unfortunately, has been one of the things that we as an agency have been challenged with as we've worked through the pandemic, is that we here at ACAP really do work each and every day to provide that ladder, if you will, to families that are looking to become more economically and socially independent. we also are the agency that provides that safety net for the vulnerable population, for disabled individuals, for seniors in our community who are looking to remain in their homes. And so that dual purpose is really reflected in this announcement today from the folks from the County of Aroostook and Versant Power. So with that, I'm going to introduce to you the three individuals, in addition to myself, who will be speaking about this partnership this afternoon. First, to my immediate left is Steve Pelletier, who's the ARPA Program Administrator for the County of Aroostook. He's going to speak about what the County of Aroostook is doing, how they manage the ARPA funds, and how they came to the conclusion that this was a good investment of those funds. And then, of course, we're going to hear from John Flynn, who's the president of Versant Power, who's going to talk to us about the exciting Power Match program that was launched at the tail end of last year that has already been making an incredible impact in the lives of people here across Aroostook County, and how this support is going to continue to do that and increase the support that we're going to be able to provide as we head into the critical winter months. And then lastly, our own Heidi Ratcliffe, who's the Director of Programs for all programs about early care and education and prevention here in the agency, a huge responsibility. She's going to speak to us about the fundamental need for this program, how we will be administering it, and how folks can connect with us to get the assistance. So, Steve, I'm going to begin with you to share with us about the county's work as it relates to ARPA.
Jason, thank you very much. I'm going to read something prepared. I have a good memory, but it's just short. In 2021, Aroostook County received approximately $13 million in funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. The county commissioners approved 50% of the ARPA funding to be utilized as grant funding in support of county municipalities and nonprofits overcoming the negative impact of the pandemic, as Jason spoke to. Grant awards have been approved for 2022, 2023, equal amounts, with the final round to be completed next year. It is from the public health and negative economic impact portion of those funds that the county awarded the Aroostook County Action Program the grant award to support the partnership between ACAP and Versant Power to help lower individuals pay their utility bills. The grant award is $75,000. Versant Power has graciously committed to matching $75,000 through their Power Match. As we know, since the start of the pandemic, the cost to live has become much more expensive, with consumer costs increasing on most goods. That burden is even more so for the low income and people on fixed incomes. That's why this project will greatly help ease the burden with that burden, as the $150,000 project will go directly to lowering their utility costs. In terms of grant eligibility, providing direct financial support to low-income residents that are negatively affected by the pandemic was a key component, as is the collaboration of multiple organizations. Aroostook County and ACAP have partnered on very successful projects in the past to assist the county residents in need, and the county is pleased to award the funding to assist with this partnership as well. I want to congratulate both ACAP and Versant Power on your collaboration and look forward to a successful partnership.
Thank you, Steve. As you said, Versant Power, on behalf of Versant Power, I'm thrilled to be here today to announce that we are matching that $75,000 that Steve referred to. Couldn't be more excited, and Jason alluded to it earlier. At Versant, we fully recognize the impact of not just energy costs on our customers, but as Jason said, all things on our customers. It's created some very difficult times, especially, as Steve said, for the low income, and we're thrilled to be able to do what we can. Versant Power did provide seed funding to all of the community action programs, all three of the community action programs within our service territory, but we know how great the need is, and I'm sure that funding was gone quite quickly, and so being able to refill the tank a little bit and be able to take advantage of the work that Aroostook County has done in getting the ARPA funds and allocating them to the Aroostook County Action Program is just absolutely outstanding. Power Match is something we're really excited about. It's been in place for a little less than a year. It's a program that we realized was necessary because there are a number of folks who qualify for funding under traditional resources, but we also realize there's another tier right above that that really needs help and didn't qualify for that funding, and that's exactly what Power Match is intended to do. So we're thrilled to be part of that. We're looking for opportunities to match up to $200,000 in total, and so we're actively working with the folks here at Aroostook County Community Action Program, as well as the other community action programs, to find creative ways to find funds that we can match, and we hope to be able to continue to do that. If folks would like to help, I would encourage you to go to versantpower.com. There's information there as to how you can donate and be part of the program, and we would encourage you to do so. And with that, I'll turn it over to Heidi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming today, and a special thank you to Mr. Pelletier and Mr. Flynn for not only recognizing our support and providing support to be able to do this work, but for helping the very vulnerable citizens of Aroostook County and trusting us to be able to deliver that work for you. We believe that everyone deserves power and basic needs. And unfortunately, there's not a day that goes by in Aroostook County when we're not asked for assistance with electricity disconnects. And unfortunately, if you don't have electricity, you don't have power to be able to keep your food warm or cold, or warm up your food. With that being said, it's incredibly challenging for individuals who choose every day between making life necessities. Am I going to put my money towards rent? Am I going to put my money towards food? And these are struggles that so many of our neighbors see each and every day. It's the ability for us to have this funding to be a lifeline and to provide a little bit of hope to keep going and to keep moving on. We have a lovely team of navigators, both here, centrally located, as well as all of Aroostook County, that anybody receiving or needing assistance or just needs help in general is directed to a navigator. The navigator puts in their information, and through our programming, we're able to not only share with them this resource if this is a barrier, but also all of the other 40 programs that we offer within the agency and outside, which can be a huge lifeline to people in Aroostook County. Every person that is able to utilize this assistance is a one-time program that they're able to utilize this assistance once a year, and again, we filter the entire household needs to ensure that they're receiving every program and services to be able to do this for themselves going forward into the future. We've had a lot of success with cross referrals through our workforce programs to be able to help people regain employment and employment in which they're able to survive and maintain the necessities that they have in their household. So anybody that is looking or is in need of assistance with electricity that has a disconnection, we have individuals contact our local office here at Presque Isle, any one of our agencies, and they're connected with a navigator. The navigator will get some basic eligibility information, household income and things of that nature, and we're going to do everything in our power to try to keep the lights on for the households in Aroostook County. I would just like to say also, we did receive some seed money. As Mr. Flynn allocated, the seed money went pretty fast. I think we have helped over 100 households with the funds that Aroostook County has been able to raise to date from the generous providers that people have just been donating. With the $75,000 that we received from the commissioners and the $75,000 match from Versant, we plan to help an additional 200 at least households with this funding.
I think what this underscores is this is a true Aroostook County solution of partners coming together to work through a challenging time for this community. As we have mentioned, it's been a prolonged, challenging time through this pandemic, and the challenges have manifested themselves in a variety of ways since March of 2020. But I'm very grateful, as we have other media partners like WAGM who are going to be partnering with us on a telethon again this fall. So the community is coming together once again, and I think that what is important to underscore here is that it's individuals again who would otherwise really be challenged right now, who have not regularly had to turn for assistance, and our ability to be able to navigate individuals through that and to help them to be able to whether it's gain more employment or just navigate circumstances that are oftentimes beyond their control. I think here in Aroostook County, the sort of out of control component of that in the last couple of weeks has been demonstrated along what's happening on the child care front with losing a major child care provider. So it could be a household, for example, that has to have a parent reduce working hours right now until they can find additional child care, which the other side of our team the other director of programs that's not here with us, that's Heidi's counterpart, is working right now to help us build capacity to increase childcare slots, helping some of the displaced workers from other child care providers come into our employment and encouraging others in the community to consider that as a career. So it's sort of an on all fronts working toward this battle, and to be able to have county government partnering with us and Versant Power partnering with us to help ensure that those safety nets are there when folks need them is critically important to us, and something that we're very grateful for. So again, thank you. Thank you, Heidi, and our 200 team members across Aroostook County who do the work each and every day. We have a couple of them here with us. Becky Bell is the manager of our Home Energy Assistance Program, and Tony No is one of the navigators who works with individuals each and every day to connect them with services like this that we're talking about here today. So that work is continuing and ongoing, and this certainly helps a very great deal with making sure that we're able to meet those critical needs. So with that, Brian, I don't know if you have any questions for us, and we're happy to take those. Or okay, sure.
So Heidi, consider this a one-time program. Is this tied in as part of the LIAP program, or is this completely separate and it's still under the qualification guidelines, if any, even if it's a
Sure. So this is a separate program. We're ideally targeting individuals that aren't used to receiving our assistance frequently. So what we're looking at is trying to, with our software system that we have that compiles all of the programs that individuals would receive in ACAP, we can see what assistance they've received in the past. If it's something that they haven't received before in regards to emergency funding or other types of services, we would look at doing a little bit of a higher disconnection amount notice or assistance towards that individuals, whatever we can do to keep the power on. Obviously spreading the funds as far as we possibly can to help as many households as possible. But separate from LIAP, LIAP is tied with our heating assistance program, and it's a benefit if they have electricity in their name in someone's household. So this wouldn't disqualify for them. We would just take into consideration all of the services that they're receiving and how much assistance we may be able to provide them. Mm-hmm.
Why? What inspired the Power Match program, and why what program you want?
At Versant, we really view ourselves as a critical member of the communities that we serve. We're not just an electric utility. We're part of those communities, whether we live or serve in those communities. And we really do care deeply about our customers, and we understand the difficulties that the pandemic has brought on. It's not just energy costs, it's food costs, it's every cost that households face. And we also recognized, again, through communication with the folks here at Aroostook County and the other community action programs that we work with, that there was another tier of customers that was really struggling, that was not, were unable to avail themselves of those other programs that were out there. And while Power Match is not the answer to all needs, we felt it was a really important step to kick off, and the goal is to do work like this and build the momentum that allows this program to become even bigger over time. As I mentioned, we have a $200,000 identified match associated with Power Match. I can assure you that won't be the last such program that we'll embrace. And so it's just a recognition that for us to fulfill what we believe is our role in communities, it was important that we did more.
You were my first ever interview as a journalist.
That's right.
and the story was when you got this job handling the so now that we're at this point, Steve, what's remaining of American Rescue Plan funds to divvy out, and what plans do you guys have?
There were 3 even rounds, $2 million, roughly $2 million in 2022, $2 million for this year. $2 million will finish it off for next year. All funds have to be obligated by December of 2024. Projects have to be completed by December of 2026. The Treasurer just came out with some major changes. It's kind of late in the game, I find, but there's some major changes for this year. There's 3 additional components. Natural, to help with the danger of natural disaster. There's also going to be a surface transportation project in conjunction with MDOT, and then Title I project for housing. There's only an interim final rule out yet. That'll be approved probably in the next few months, and there'll be a final rule out. I'll make adjustments to our program statement, probably at the commissioners' meeting in December. they usually approve the changes, there'll be a public hearing for me to go over that. And then with their blessing, they'll approve it. And then January of 2024, letter of intent will come out to apply, applications, program statement. Then we'll do the same thing. And then next year will be the very last year, unless the Treasury sends us some more funding.